and welcome to the yet another enlightening session of Time to Shine. This is your host, Ruxar Sayed, and today I'm in conversation with Tarveen Kaur. She's an NLP coach, a Reiki healer, and a life coach. This will be our second session together, and I'm so excited for this session. We will be going to discuss today all about personality development, how to deal with negative self-talk, and how to develop self-confidence to face the barriers in professional as well as personal life. Welcome, Tarveen, on my show, and I'm so glad that we are meeting again today on this platform.
Yes, thank you so much, Ruxar. I'm so pleased to be here again, and you're doing such a wonderful work, and it's my pleasure to be here again with you. Yes, we're
Thank you
looking
so
forward to
much
it.
for Tarveen. So, Tarveen,
Yes.
as today's session is all about personality development, how do you define personality development, and why is it so important?
Okay, we hear about this term personality development classes,
Yes,
and
yes,
it is a very wide term. We cannot just because it's like every part of a human being. So let me start with word personality. What is personality? See, now
yes,
personality is not something that we just see from the external look of a person. It is about a lot of things. It is a combination of your social behavior, your emotional behavior, your
yes,
self-belief. It is about your your balance that you do when there is some emotional outburst. It is about a
yes,
lot of other things, and that is that it's a combination of a lot of qualities, both physical and emotional, and then
yes,
it makes a total personality of a human being. And when we
exactly.
talk about personality development, yes, it is very, very important. I think every human being needs to develop and needs to do changes in their behavior, in their outer look, time to time. It is very, very important. Now, when we talk about personality development, we there are multiple areas of personality development. The most and the first important thing, what I personally believe, is that it is your confidence. Because when you are feeling confident, when you are feeling filled inside, we always say that you cannot pour from an empty cup. And when your cup is full, that is when you start giving to the others. So self-confidence is the first part of any good personality. And then, other things can come along. So it's like, icing on the cake. If the cake is not good, icing wouldn't do much. So we really
Yes.
have to build who we are, and then we start working on the external, the brands that we wear, the clothes that we wear, things that we carry. They are also important, but first building on the real cake, that is important. Yeah.
Exactly. So tell me, if helping out individuals to develop their self-esteem, what exactly, which
Yeah.
techniques do you use?
So when we talk about building the confidence, there are many techniques, there are many things that we teach, and it purely depends person to person. I mean, there's not only one thing which can work for like everybody. So again, I'll start with confidence. When we talk about confidence, self-affirmations and can really help. So we all the people that I deal with, I do one-to-one a lot of session with my students and clients. So I tell them that when we talk about building your confidence, you first have to believe in it, right? That yes, you are something. There's a very thin line between being confident and being overconfident. So we really have to define that line, right? So and then knowing about your strengths, that is also very, very important. Because if I am not aware who I am, that's where the self-awareness comes in. If I don't know who I am, if I do not know about my strengths, if I do not know about my weaknesses, if I do not know what are my qualities, what are the things that I'm good at, what are my strong points, and what are the things that I lack at, I will not be able to work on my personality. So first, yes, self-awareness is the first step. They say that, if you have to ever change in life, the knowing that there is change requirement is the first thing. And when we know what is to be changed, then only we make the progress towards the change.
Yeah. So, Tarveen, how do you help clients overcome, limiting beliefs and negative self-talk, which is very important nowadays? People do, face a lot of issues if they are not able to deal with negative self-talk. So, what are your strategies
Yeah.
on that?
See, now belief system is not something, Ruxar, which has just happened overnight, right? We need to first understand this. As a Reiki healer, as a therapist, I personally believe, when somebody is coming to me for a certain problem, it is not something that it really looks like. it is like peeling an onion, right? When you peel an onion, it's totally different from the from the external thing, and when you actually go to the core, it's entirely different. So healing
Yes.
and changing your belief system is exactly like the same. So we really have to see where the belief system has been developed, because it did not develop overnight. So that's
Yes.
where we talk about positive mindset. That way we talk about the mindset. I think our last session was about mindset, and we discussed how state of mind is different from the
Yes.
mindset.
Yes.
Now,
Exactly.
right? So yeah, so state of mind is something which is temporary. I could just feel bad today, probably because of somebody's behavior. Probably weather is not perfect and I can be really
Yes.
low. But then mindset is something which has been prolonged and
From
it has been
from years and
conditioned
years.
as a child. Yes, from
Yes.
years and years, and it is conditioned from the childhood. So what are the things we were told when we were growing up as a child, right? What were the environment
Yes.
that we were in? So all those things, they actually help us to build our belief system. So now let's say somebody is coming to me with a negative belief system. It takes a lot of time to actually change it, and it
Mhm.
can happen. First we need to understand, yes, belief system can happen. We need to have the eagerness from the client. I mean, as a therapist and as a coach, I would not have any magic wand. The person has
Yes.
to be first ready to it, and there are a lot of techniques that you use. Now again, the first and the most important technique when we're working on the belief system is we need to make other person aware that about their strengths, right? We tell them, okay, if you think that your life is not good, and if you think that your life is a waste, or if you think that you have everything going right, negative in your life, then we ask them to focus on the good things. We talk about their
Yes.
strengths. There's a test with then what we do, like, which is all about knowing about your strengths and things that you're good at, because that is going to make you feel good about yourself. And when you
Yes.
feel good about yourself, that is where the belief system starts to happen. The second thing, you need to set a very realistic goal, small goal. Sometimes you believe that, you cannot do it. It is not something that you can do it, or probably you can't achieve your goals. So for that person, we would advise that have a small and realistic goal. Try to achieve that, and then, celebrate those small wins. It's very, very
Yes.
important. And the third thing, which is again very important, surround, I tell all my clients when they are trying to heal or trying to change on their belief system, try to surround yourself with good people, the positive people,
Exactly.
people who can pull you up in life,
Uplift you.
people who
Yes.
can elevate you, uplift you, elevate you, because that's, again, surrounding is very, very important.
That's what
And
I was
lastly,
about to say. That
yeah.
outer factors also affect our mental health a lot,
Oh, yes.
our
Oh,
belief
yes.
system a lot. Yes.
Absolutely. 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 It is something when you're trying to achieve something in life and you're trying to stay happy,
Yes.
the first resistance comes even from your nearest ones, because they cannot accept you changing, right? So yes, that's another thing that you have to deal with it. But then again, you have to constantly remind yourself that it is your life. You're not
Yes.
responsible to anyone. You are not, you can't blame anyone, and you have to take the full responsibility of it. And when you have
Yes.
that attitude, that
Hmm.
is when the change starts to happen. And a very, very important technique that I always talk about, you'll see that in all my videos, about practicing gratitude. It
Yes.
gives you, it changes the entire perspective, right? Because right now, if I'm looking at somebody in my something in my life with the perspective of lack, but
Hmm,
if I
hmm,
try
hmm.
to, if I'll try and write my gratitude, and I'll try and tell myself there are good things as well which is happening in my life, that is going to
Yes.
change the perspective. And when you change the perspective, that is when your belief system starts to shaken, and it helps you to foster a right mindset.
Exactly. Exactly. So, Tarveen, talking about
वो
the,
वो कहते हैं ना,
misconception.
वो
Yeah.
वो कहते हैं ना, हिंदी में एक कोट है, हम यूज करते हैं, मोटिवेशनल कोट, विच सेज, नजर को बदलोगे तो नजारे बदल जाएंगे, सपनों को बदलोगे तो सितारे बदल
True.
जाएंगे, कश्तियां बदलने से कुछ नहीं होगा, दिशाओं को बदलोगे तो किनारे बदल जाएंगे. So
Exactly.
changing your boards would not help. You really have to sit and find the direction of your life, and that is going to help you. And
That's what.
you have to practice them daily. Yeah.
Yeah. Internally, we have to change. That is very important.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Tarveen, moving forward, talking about misconception. What are the
Hmm.
common misconceptions which are there for personality development, which people still have in mind?
Okay. I think the most and the biggest misconception that I personally know and I personally feel and I have observed in all the age groups, not only in students and young women and middle-aged women, is that they think that personality is all about how you look. That's what they
Mm.
believe in, and it is
Yes.
absolutely not the case. Personality is not only about how you look; it is about how you think, how you feel, how emotionally strong you are, how you react to the situations, how well you are managing your time, how well you're managing your relationship. That all then contains a package of a good personality. The
Exactly.
problem right now in our, you can say the challenge in our society is that we are always trying to become someone else. We are just
Yes.
not trying to be who we are. We are trying to become someone else. And that process, we lose ourselves as well. And that is that
Exactly.
challenge happens, that because we are not meeting the expectations of the world. So when we
Yes.
stop that, and then we when we realize that the only competition that I have to do is with me, if I'm a better person every day, I can just pat myself on the back and say, yes, you're doing good. So yes, and outer look is also important, how you look is also important, but that's
Yes.
not the only thing. It's just the icing on the cake, as I said before. I mean, if the cake is
Exactly.
not well baked, or the cake is burnt, nobody's going to eat it. The icing wouldn't do anything. So
Yes. Yes. Yes.
so as a whole package, you have to have everything.
That's what.
Yeah.
And one more Hindi quote
That's a big
I remember.
misconception.
Yes,
Huh.
related to this is that if सोने का पानी अगर पित्तल पर चढ़ा दिए, that it will not become gold. सोना नहीं बन जाएगा. So that's
सोना
very
थोड़ा बन
important.
जाएगा. वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट.
That's what.
हाँ,
So
वो
if we
उसको
show
लगेगा
something,
जिसको,
yes,
हाँ,
yes,
जो उसको लगेगा कि मैं सोना बन गया हूँ, बट देखने वाले को पता है कि सोना नहीं है,
that's
राइट?
what. That's what.
या
Yeah.
या
So, Tarveen, moving forward, which are some good books, to develop personality development, which will help and motivate and guide properly?
Uh, okay, there are books that personally helped me in my life. I have
Yes.
told them on screen and videos hundred of times, and I would still repeat the same. There are many, but just the one that I practice, I read is I started with Secret, obviously, which was almost 15 years ago. I watched this movie and then I got a book and I read it. A friend of mine gave it to me, and that has completely changed the way how I operate my life and how I look at my things. And then second one is Magic. Both are
Mm.
by Rhonda Byrne. The author is Rhonda Byrne.
Wonderful.
Magic, again. Oh, this is an amazing book. It's all about focusing on gratitude. It really helps you to look the better part of your life. See, we all have challenges. I'm talking to
Yes,
you.
yes.
I'm giving you all these suggestions. I have my own set of challenges, right? So we all have
Yes.
that. But when we read these kind of books, it helps us to then, deal with those challenges well, right? So
Yes.
Gratitude, Magic. And the third one, which I personally recommend to everyone to read, is by Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life. Again, a wonderful book on self-affirmations if you're trying to heal physically, mentally, emotionally. It gives you a
Exactly.
list of things, why these things happens in your body, and why these
Wonderful.
illnesses are even starting, and how you
Mhm.
can get rid of them, and how you can use those affirmations to take your life to the next level. Yeah.
Wonderful. I hope our listeners will, read these books and gain a lot of, help from these books, as you said. So it's a
Yeah.
wrap, and the session was really wonderful. I gained a lot of, positive takeaways I took from this session, and it was really wonderful for me as well. Having a
Thank
session
you so
with you,
much.
always I enjoy them. Always I learn a lot from your sessions. So it's really good.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was my pleasure. I know it was a quick one, but I really liked it. Very quick and brief. And I look forward to have many more sessions with
Many
you,
more
Ruxas.
sessions.
Thank you so
Inshallah, we'll
much.
do many more
And good
sessions
luck.
together.
Yeah, more power to you. You've been doing a wonderful job. Thank you so
Thank you
much for
so
having
much,
me on your
Tarveen.
show
Yeah.
today. Thank
Thank
you.
you once
Bye-bye.
again for, removing your precious time and joining this show and making it worth
Thank you
watching.
so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Thank you.
Thank you.